Today's video is the build of this box for my niece. Made it out of oak barn lumber from the family farm, and the handle is made out of walnut, and it has a lift-off lid. I also wanted to point out that the top and the bottom of the box are each made out of 2 pieces of solid wood, as opposed to plywood. The risk that we have with that is expansion and contraction of the wood, which could create cracks. Considering the history of the lumber, I'm not willing to swap this out for plywood. I want to use the solid wood, so I'm willing to take that risk. If it is a concern of yours that that could be a problem, you might want to consider an alternate material or plywood. But just wanted to give you that heads up, and I hope you enjoy the video. I do believe I'm going to use this as the sides of the box. I do believe it's going to need a little cleanup. I started with planing down and cutting to size the pieces for the top and the bottom of the box. I'm gluing up the 2 pieces for the top and the 2 pieces for the bottom of the box. I only have 1 set of these type of clamps, so that's why both the top and the bottom are together. I'm wrapping scrap wood with wax paper here to clamp down the edges so they don't become misaligned. Now I'm going to work on the sides of the box. The pieces had holes, so I initially coated with black CA glue, and then I mixed up some epoxy to fill in the holes. I'm filling that hole, and I'm trying to figure out why it's continuing to drop as I continue to fill it. There's a hole. It's draining that entire length of that board. Here I'm setting up my stop block on the table saw sled to cut the rabbets on each side piece for the box. The rabbets will give additional strength since there's more gluing surface. When cutting the rabbets, you can use either multiple passes from a single table saw blade or a dado stack blade. After prepping the side pieces, I cut rabbets on the bottom piece for the walls to set in. The most important part in clamping is to make sure the very first clamps on the corners are square and tight. And in hindsight, I might not have needed to use every clamp that I have in my shop, but better to have too many than not enough. Okay, got some trimming up and filling in and a few items to deal with, but this is a little long, so I'm going to need to trim that off. Tricky to figure out what to use. I chose to use my multi-tool, but I could have also used the belt sander. I decided to go with a lift-off lid for the box, so I'm cutting the rabbits in on the lid. I used the round over bit on my router to soften all of the edges on the box. Yeah, I really need to install the dust collection on the router. One of the corners had a wider gap than I wanted, so I filled it with sawdust and then added CA glue. I cut the handle on the bandsaw out of an old piece of walnut from the farm. I attached the handle by threading a screw from the underneath of the lid. I also added a little epoxy to hold it in place, but I didn't record that part. And this is the finished product. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance to watch my first video, it kind of explains my story a little bit. So I'll add the link below, and then you can comments or questions are greatly appreciated, and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you all in the next bill. Have a great day.